This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm Weber host Tom.
And I am Tim.
I almost screwed up the intro and said, The Complete Guide to Everything, podcast about everything. How are you doing?
Well, who would know who we even are?
And the listener would think I was addressing them.
Yeah.
People might just start talking out loud while they're in their car or on the
Look,
train.
this is a one-way conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a two-way conversation.
Right.
Me to Tom, Tom to me.
Uh-huh.
That's two ways.
And then that's
you
it.
sit there and listen. You drive your car.
Yeah.
You cut up your onions.
What?
I'm always listening to our show while I'm making dinner.
Oh, I listen to...
I don't really listen to our show.
I listen to our show while I'm doing the dishes sometimes.
Do you listen to our show ever?
No. I remember reading a while ago that, who was it? I think it was Barry Manilow said he listens to his own music a lot.
Yeah, that's different.
No, but like...
If I was Barry Manilow, I'd be listening to my own
that's
music
true.
all the time.
But he does it like when he wants to relax. He listens to his music. Like, when it's like, Barry Manilow, what do you listen to when you want to relax? My music. What do you listen to when you want to get like jazzed up for a night out? My music.
He's got a
Does have
big catalog.
I was going to say he has an extensive catalog. So, if anyone could do it, it would be him.
Tom, I'm doing well this week. Thank you for asking.
Great.
How are you this week?
I'm good, Tim. I have a few things I would like to talk to you about up front and ask you about.
Is this going to be like a thing?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't like when you come in and you like clearly have an agenda. Yeah.
But then you don't like when I come in and I've got nothing. I've got a few things. First one. When you go to a bank,
All right.
will it automatically set off alarms if you pass the bank teller a note?
No, because sometimes mute people will go in there.
You know what I was thinking? That was my thought. Like,
Right?
how many mute people a year probably get thrown in jail as suspected
Or not.
bank?
Maybe they're just. The other
What
thing is,
if you're a mute person, you're trying to take out a deposit, and you pass a note that says "Give me $500," or what if it's like a real rich mute person and he or she?
You're not trying to take out a deposit, Tom. You're trying to withdraw money.
Well, I'm trying to take out a previous deposit.
Right.
What if you're a really rich mute person and you pass a note that says "Give me all the money in the bank,"
Right.
but your account could cover it because you're a billionaire?
Well, can you do that? If you're a billionaire, if you have $1 billion,
Yeah. What if you just made like a really high stakes bet outside in the parking lot with somebody?
could you just say, "I'll take it all, please"? Because then the other
Yeah,
people
give me
behind
it
you
all.
in line are gonna be like, "Ah, man,
Well, maybe some of them have deposits.
I just wanted $40 in cash so I could get a haircut."
Well, maybe they could work out between them. Maybe the guy behind you, he needs $100, but the guy behind him is depositing $100. They could just, settle it
Banks
between
should
each other.
encourage people to do that kind of business.
That's what peer-to-peer lending is, I think.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, Tom, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
You have deposited or withdrawn money from a bank, right? You fill out one of
Constantly.
those slips, so you're always
A lot of
passing
times
them a
I
slip.
don't fill out the slip. I make them fill out the slip.
Do you?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, you're right. I mean,
Yeah, you wanted so badly to be like, oh, you're a blah, blah, blah.
no. I phrased that wrong. You're a monster who hates
A correct monster.
any kind of service employee. You just think you're better than. You go around town just acting lording the fact that you're not on the clock at that moment over these people who are going to work, and you're just I'm gonna get the most out of them. You make the teller fill out your deposit slip.
I make the bank fill out my deposit slip.
It's not JP Morgan freaking filling out the thing. It's not
Oh, the man's long dead.
Jamie Dimon I'm gonna make him do some work finally.
No, but he's going to pay somebody else to fill out my deposit slip.
I mean, that person's getting paid either way. They just have to write down your account
Yeah, but
number
now it's taking them longer, so they're getting paid to...
That is classic Tom Reynolds. I make the teller fill it out. I'm not going to write 8 numbers on a slip.
Yeah, but meanwhile, you're like, oh, I wouldn't want to make the bank angry. Oh, I have to keep the bank happy. What if they think I take up too much of the bank's time?
It's not about the bank, Tom. It's about the employee. This is what you don't understand, Tom. People are people. They're not your servants.
Well, then they're what? The bank servants?
No, they're the bank's employees.
Yeah.
How do you not
and
understand?
They're doing a job
this is why
for
you're
the
a terrible tipper
at on
restaurants.
Behalf of me. I'm not. You
say this to the waiter. You say, "You know what you can get me," and then you say like a Coke Zero.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you can get me?
Fries. I don't say you know what you can get me.
The waiter's like, "Oh, I'm dying to know what I can get you." You big-headed moron.
Tim, me and you were just at a bar together beforehand to do our pre-show.
Guess which one of us had 2 whiskeys in 10 minutes?
Yeah, and guess which one of us was like, what do you have for free behind the bar? You.
I got a seltzer and I tipped $2.
What's free around here?
Go on. All right, what's the other thing at the bank? I hate this already.
Oh, it's just, that...
What's another way that you humiliated some service employee that you feel is beneath you?
It's nothing to do
Excuse me, Mr. Bank Teller. Do you even have a podcast?
Well, how do you know the bank teller doesn't own the bank?
Do you even...
it might have been an undercover boss situation.
Do you even write young adult superhero books?
They have the numbers in front of them. I do not.
All right, go on.
Next one. Stores or fast food places where they give you bad service. Oh, boy, you really pegged me on this one. This, in my mind, was a completely separate thought.
Yeah, well.
But places where they give you bad service or even just like fine service, normal service, but then are real insistent about making you fill out the survey for them. That, to me, this happened recently with like just fine serve, it was normal at like a fast food place. I was just getting like a soda. And like she was just like, here I'm gonna circle things for you to fill out. And I get like, yeah, you have to do that, but it's like I'm just in here buying a soda, and you're gonna, like you weren't, what review do you think I'm gonna give you?
I mean, they're not asking you to do that because they're proud of the service they gave you.
No, I know
it's
that.
It's because they'll get fired if they don't get enough positive reviews.
I know that. Well, and that was my point.
And you walk in and they mistakenly think, oh, this guy's not an asshole.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I can convince him to do something decent and rate me positively so my stupid corporate employer doesn't fire me because my performance isn't good enough based on these bullshit metrics.
This guy wearing sunglasses and fedora and vaping in this McDonald's seems like a nice guy. No, I mean, this was fine. Like, it was a normal interaction. I get but I've had this happen where like I've had really bad experiences. And at the end of it, they're like, please review me. And I want to be like, you understand what these reviews are, right? Like they're trying to see if you're good or bad because they don't want to like hire somebody to watch people actually work here. They're going to rely on me.
Why should they give you good service, Tom?
Because I'm paying them a fee.
I mean, you're not paying that. If they're making not even a livable wage,
mm-hmm.
and then you walk in there and you're like,
no, actually,
they didn't give me my soda as fast as I wanted my soda.
I'm doing a bad,
and they expect me to give them a review.
I'm doing a bad job because that example is a bad example. That was just the last time I've been asked for a review.
Right.
But I've had situations where like I've had to return something, and it's been just like a nightmare, even though I have the receipt and everything. And then afterwards,
define nightmare. How is it a nightmare? What's nightmarish about returning something to a store?
Like they'll return it, but they'll return it at the wrong price. Like basically, if they do anything wrong, and like not wrong, just like click the wrong thing within that first interaction, it's just like, oh well, now the system doesn't trust me to do anything else. So I'm going to have to go find a manager, and they're going to have to go through a whole, yeah.
Okay.
Was that a good explanation?
So that displeases you to the point where you hope they lose their job.
No. I just think, common sense, if you...
There's a difference between common sense and common decency, though.
Well,
Tom.
no. And again, I'm giving a bad example. While that's happening, nobody's people disappear for a long period of time. They're like, oh, let me go in the back, and then they disappear for 15 minutes.
What do you think they're doing back there?
Talking with their friends.
Yeah, probably
What?
playing grab ass back there.
Probably. Well, in some places, yeah.
Do you have a third dehumanizing thing?
No, it was just that you're not. I just think if I were that person, I would be like,
that
you know
person
what?
has
Listen,
to ask everybody to do
no,
it.
but they don't. Because nobody else is around. Be like, you know what? For this guy, I'm not going to tell him about how to fill out the survey because that'd be stupid. Because I'm just going to get a bad response.
Or they read you right, and you're just going to be like I'm going to go to this website.
No, I go to the website. I always fill out, and this is the truth.
Did you do this for... Okay, go on.
I always fill those out when I have something positive to say. If I have something negative to say, I just don't go back to that place. But I'm not going to leave
regular Jesus of Nazareth.
I'm a regular Jesus of Nazareth. You were right the first time. But if I have something bad to say, because I know that person will get in trouble, and I don't expect, at these places where I'm not paying money to begin with, I don't expect crazy service.
I think you do, but
no,
you don't expect it, but you're angry when you don't get it.
No, I don't expect it, and I'm pleasantly surprised when I do get it, and then I leave them a 5-star review.
Why are you pleasantly surprised?
Because
everybody else is incompetent?
No, because they're not getting paid enough to really give a shit.
That's exactly. Yeah. So why do you have to make their day worse? Make them fill out a freaking...
Make me fill out a form. Yeah, why are you making my day worse? Making me fill out a form. I never want to fill out a form.
Do you have a third thing, Tom?
Oh, it's just, have you seen this movie, Now You See Me? All right. Well, this week we're talking about board games, not boring games, games you play when you're bored. And you've got nothing else to do.
Many of them are boring.
That's true.
Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love board games?
I have a complicated relationship with board games.
Go on.
There are some board games that I love.
We're not talking RPGs here, Tom. We're not playing D&D.
Can I? All right. I have RPGs on my list. Once or twice when I was very young, I've played a role-playing game. I've never played a role-playing game as an adult, and I'm constantly jealous that, in my impression, everyone in Los Angeles plays role-playing games with celebrities all the time.
Yeah. I just
you have this impression too?
Yeah, I have a very skewed perception of what goes on in Los Angeles.
I thought I had a skewed perception because of the circles I go in online. That I just see people that, I follow nerdy people on Twitter and whatever, and this is what I see.
Everybody lives in beautiful houses and plays role-playing games with famous people.
With
John
Vin Diesel and John Hamm. Yeah. Do you think maybe it's just because, you've got more actors out there, so more people are like, oh, I'll play a role-playing game?
I think they're more interested in... Well, you can't play celebrity out there, right?
Yeah, because everybody knows all the celebrities.
And it's also let's say you put Tom Cruise on your head.
But I'm Tom Hanks.
Exactly. And then it's cognitive dissonance for everybody.
Then it's just very confusing.
Or somebody's trying to get you to guess it, and they just point to, it'll be like, me. It's my name. You're me. And then Tom Hanks will be like, oh, I'm Tom Cruise. That's the name on the card.
Yeah. And then Tom Cruise will go like,
That's your Tom Hanks?
That's my Tom Cruise.
Ah. That's a pretty good Tom Hanks, too.
Yeah, it's not bad. They're both happy-go-lucky guys.
Yeah, they are.
What do they have to worry? What them worry?
Exactly. I guess celebrity...
Would you play celebrity role-playing games?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
Well, what do you have to do? You have to, pretend to, you have to, play a character and be like, oh, this is what my elf would do?
Yeah. I mean, you can like get as into it or as out of it as you'd like.
I just want to build railroads, Tom.
Maybe there's a role-playing railroad game where you have to fight orcs or whatever.
I don't know what an orc is.
It's a bad guy.
Yeah. So you have a complicated relationship with board games.
I love some board games and other ones I hate. You know, we'll get into all this, obviously, but I love...
obviously.
I've gotten really into complicated board games, and I'm always anxious to play a complicated board game. But simple board games, I've lost patience with.
All right, give me an example of a complicated board game, and then an example of a simple board game.
Complicated one would be like the one you were referencing. Was that the
Ticket to Ride?
Ticket to Ride.
That's not complicated.
It has a lot of rules. Once you learn the rules, then you're like, oh, everything makes sense.
Yeah, that's any game.
Yeah.
All right, and what's a simple game?
Connect Four.
Okay, but that's for children.
It's not just for children.
But like, look at the box. There's children playing on it.
Not the one I have. There's nude women on the box I have.
I have a knockoff Connect 4 called like 4 in a row.
Uh-huh.
It's cheap and bad.
Well, the regular Connect 4 is cheap and bad.
Yeah, but this one is like, yeah, you could like the plastic
cardboard chips.
The plastic is sharp. You could really like I sliced open my hand on putting the board together.
But yeah, games like that, games that you know what it is? If I'm playing a board game, like I want to like disconnect from everything and be in the board game for like hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at like, hey, you want to play Uno real quick, like while we're killing time? I can't switch my brain. I don't like it.
Okay. Do you want to get to the list of the top 10 board games?
As defined by?
Just, common sense.
Yeah, because that will probably, by common sense.
Yeah, I've put together a list. I looked at, I can't really reveal my entire process here.
Uh-huh.
It's a proprietary process, but I took in all the board games.
Algorithm.
Yeah, and I spit out this top 10 list. One game was disqualified.
Okay. Well, then why would you even put it on the list?
Well, no, 2 games were disqualified. Well, we'll get to those later.
Out of all the board games.
Yeah, 2
okay.
are. Top 10 board games, Tom.
Uh-huh.
Number 10. You're not going to be happy with this.
Okay.
Connect 4.
Oh, come on, Tim. You said it's not a board game, you son of a bitch.
No.
And now you're saying it's in the top 10?
No, I'm saying that's a board game.
You said it was for children, though.
Yeah, but that's a board game could be for children. Candyland is a board game.
Where's Candyland on the list? Number 1?
No, it's not on the list.
Where's Chutes and Ladders?
That's not there either.
All right. Why is Connect 4 at number 10?
Because there is some strategy to it.
Yeah,
where,
but it's like dumb strategy. The strategy is who's paying the most attention.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But
I've gotten beaten at Connect 4 so many times by people who think like, oh, look at I beat you. And it's just like, I wasn't really paying attention. I was doing this.
I wasn't even trying.
I was doing this to placate you. I've never suggested a game of Connect 4 in my life.
Well, congratulations. You're a monster. Number 9, cards.
Tim, cards is not a board game. This is a bullshit list.
Don't.
Jeez, what got disqualified? Video games?
Baseball.
Baseball's been disqualified from this list. Cards, you can play a million.
Yeah, a lot of different card games. That's why it's versatile. You can play anything from Go Fish to Gin Rummy.
And, well, for this, you would need cards and the board. The standard board we all play cards on. That makes it a board game. And not a card game.
Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider Uno a board game?
No.
Well, then you're not going to like the rest of this list.
Tim. Number 5, poker.
Number 8 is a tie.
Okay.
The Game of Life.
Okay. Tied with
Scattergories.
All right. Well, let's start with.
This is a surprise to me.
I mean, you could have just Well, hey, it shouldn't be a surprise to you. You made the list.
Yeah, but like,
And
this is
B-
what came out when I was crunching the numbers, Tom.
And B, why is it tied? Why didn't you
This
take
isn't a
number 10 off?
Because it's not a subjective list, Tom. It's I went through, I tallied it all up, and they tied. Do you understand how the list works?
Yeah. First things first, I have on my notes games that I hate. Sorry and Life. They're
Well,
stupid.
you hate life because you're so bad at it.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm talking
hate Sorry
but I'm
because I hate
taking-
apologizing.
I'm talking about the board game life, not your.
Yeah, the board
life.
game Life's stupid.
Look, here's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
It takes you all through life, all the way to death.
Yeah. That's
Or
great.
retirement? Does it end with retirement?
I think
It doesn't
ends-
end
yeah, I
with
don't
you in
think
the
it ends-
grave.
No, that's a little dark.
It's a tour of Western consumerism, Tom.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, like gender norms and stuff, right?
Yeah, but it's not like making a comment on that.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
And then there's that part where you play the stock market, but it's really unclear. Have you
Uh-huh.
ever figured out that part?
I don't think I've ever actually played Life.
So why do you
or
hate
maybe
the
I've
game
played
of
it
life?
Well, I hate it because, I don't play it because I hate it.
I'll tell you this much, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
You'll like this spinner. It's got a real good spinner. It's that you spin the wheel,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
tells you
yeah.
how many spaces to go.
What's so good about this spinner? What puts it apart from, say, a Twister spinner?
What, are you kidding me?
Well, I don't know. That's
The
what
Twister spinner.
Yeah, it's one of the lowest quality spinners there are.
Yeah, it's just a freaking arrow, like
a plastic arrow on a cardboard.
yeah, and it's like riveted on there, like
Yeah, and it never really spins.
This it's got like it's an ornate,
Mm-hmm.
colorful plastic spinner that fits in a tray and it's got like one of those it's kind of like a horizontal version of the Price is Right wheel.
What? But that wheel, so half the wheel is under the table? I don't understand.
It's got one of those things where it's got like
Oh,
no, you know what it's just like? I'm an idiot.
The Wheel of Fortune
It's like
wheel?
the Wheel of Fortune wheel. Because but Pat Sajak isn't there to be like a
to push his dangerous ideas
yeah,
on you.
exactly.
So it's just got a good wheel. That's your
That's
your
part of it.
criteria? Uh-huh.
I mean, you've never played the game, so I don't know why you're so against it.
It just seems like it's trying to be complicated, but it's not. It's simple.
But how do you know?
I've seen the commercials.
That makes it look like a romp.
Yeah.
Scattergories, you ever play that game?
No, and I don't think I completely understand categories. It's
Have you-
scattered categories.
That is precisely what it is. All right, well, this is going to make me sound like a bit of a nerd, Tom, because it comes with a 26-sided die, but not what you're thinking. It's got every letter of the alphabet on it.
That makes sense. It checks out the math.
It might be 25. I can't imagine they have
They might
X
have left
on
one
there.
of those out.
Yeah, no, because like, all right, and then everybody gets a list of categories
Mm-hmm.
that have not been scattered yet, Tom.
Okay.
And it's like 10 categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a type of dog, something in your refrigerator, something, and then you roll the die, the one die,
Mm-hmm.
and a letter comes up,
Right.
and then you have to think of a word with that letter. And each
Oh
that
yeah, I've
begin-
played categories. I'm
How
very
did it
good
take
at
you
it.
this long? I've been explaining it for 15 minutes before you're like, oh yeah, and I'm very good at it.
Yeah, no, because
Jesus Christ,
I've
you
only
are a
played it
bore.
once or twice, but I've run the board.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
You're a very clever man.
I am when it comes to anything involving thinking.
I think the reason it wasn't higher up on the list, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
is that there's a lot of subjectivity where you wouldn't think there'd be, because people are like,
Like, well, is that really a breed of dog, a Xavier?
yeah, exactly.
That's just a dog's name.
Yeah, but you know, people are dumb and they'll fight you till the point where this is the other thing that I can't stand about board games.
Uh-huh.
You can't argue, even if you're right about a rule.
Mhm.
If you argue it enough,
Yeah.
right?
Then
like,
you're the asshole.
then you're the jerk. But it's like, why
Well-
are we playing a game if we're not following the goddamn rules?
Well, you need
and
to.
now I'm a bully. Now I ruined the night. Oh. Jennifer ran into the bedroom crying because I ruined her dinner party, and I wasn't even invited.
You insisted everybody plays categories with your loaded die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you closing your computer? Are you leaving now?
No. My screen went blank. I couldn't get it back on.
Well,
That's the top 10
Just
games.
tap one of the.
I
buttons.
did. It didn't work. Do you think that I don't know how to wake my computer up from
It
sleep?
seemed that way because you close it and then you open
guess
it
what?
back up.
Didn't need to comment on it. Everything's fine.
I did because I didn't have anything else to say at the time.
Number 7, checkers.
Okay. Checkers is a fun game. Checkers rides that line of being checkers is the gentleman's Connect Four.
Yeah, I guess so. And the dummy's chess.
Yeah, the dummy's chess, the gentleman's Connect Four.
Right.
Um,
It's fine. It's really boring. And I don't really know
it's
exactly
boring
how to play.
well, I mean, you mean like you don't know strategies?
No, I went to Central Park recently, Tom.
Did you get taken for a ride by one of the men that are playing checkers?
No, they play chess, Tom.
I bet there are some that play checkers.
Maybe, but it was nice. My girlfriend and I played checkers in the park because they
Would
have
you
those
use rocks?
No, you can get checkers sets
From who?
From the Parks Department, the New York City Parks
Yeah,
Department.
right.
Yeah, I'm lying. But like we set up our checkers, and then it's like, can we move straight or do we have to move diagonally? And
Well,
it's just like,
but you don't know. You can move diagonally in checkers.
can you move just
No.
straight?
No.
Oh, then we played really wrong.
Jesus, what's Tim? You're calling me an idiot. You don't know how to play checkers.
Yeah, I don't remember how to play checkers. Sorry,
Well,
Tom.
Why'd you go? Well, they should have asked you, the park ranger or whatever.
Yeah, that was very irresponsible of them.
You girls know how to play checkers?
All right. Number 6, Tom, Chinese checkers.
What's the difference with Chinese checkers?
It's a lot more
It's a completely
complicated.
different game,
Yeah,
right?
it's complicated.
Yeah. So why is it on your list?
Because it's number 6.
That's just the way the cookie crumbled.
Yeah. Number 5, it's a tie, Tom. We got chess, the gentleman's checkers, and Eat at Ralph's.
What is Eat at Ralph's?
You don't remember Eat at Ralph's?
And why is it tied with chess?
You know, it's so much fun to eat at Ralph's. Watch out, here it comes. It's a kid's game where you shove food into this face. And at some point...
presumably Ralph?
Yeah, but then at some point, it's a double entendre, Tom, because at one point, Ralph actually pukes.
Ralph's.
Yeah, and all the food pukes out of him, but you don't want to be the one to put the last piece of food that made Ralph puke.
Right.
Otherwise,
'cause
you
then
lose.
he'll be mad at you. He'll blame you for it.
No, then you just lose the game.
Yeah. But like presumably within the construct of this game, like Ralph's crying at the end, like you gave me the food that
Oh,
put
I
me
assume
over
it
the edge."
kills him. I assume it's like him vomiting up like all the food.
I don't think
and
you
bile.
can die from eating too much in one sitting.
If anyone's gonna prove it, it's gonna be you.
You can die from drinking too much water,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you can die from me. I mean,
Haven't you seen the movie Seven, Tom?
that's true. Well, I'm sure you could if you were trying to kill yourself, or if you were like
Dying at the hands of the John Doe
Yeah.
in
John Doe.
Seven.
John Doe has the upper hand now. That's what what's his name says.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I was trying to remember his character's name. Anyway,
Morgan.
Morgan.
Wouldn't it be weird if like Morgan Freeman was like a Tony Danza type and he insisted on being named Morgan in all his movies?
Yeah.
That'd be weird because Morgan's like an unusual name.
Especially, yeah, for a man. Especially it like all the times he played God. If he was just like, what about if it's just Morgan?
God's name is Morgan now.
Do you know how to play chess?
Yeah.
Do you play chess?
No. Do you know how to play chess?
At times I've known.
and I bet you were really good at it.
No. It's one of those things where like I learn how to play chess and I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. And then the next time I go, like I just don't play it often enough, and then I forget how to play.
Right.
It. I like the idea of chess. I like the idea of, it being easy to learn, difficult to master.
Impossible to master.
Well,
Nobody's ever
tell
mastered
that
it.
to a computer.
Chess masters, I think. I don't like people that like are too into chess, though.
Like the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, right.
They're very into chess.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess they're.
Who else are we? Bobby Fischer.
Yeah.
Who else is on your list
Kasparov.
of people that are too into chess?
I don't know, just people that are like, it's, when these people are like, oh, you can like two guys that can play a game of chess without a board. They can just be like, A7 to D5.
That only happens in movies.
No, these are an actual
Who?
type of.
Name them.
I don't know, Tom. I
Well,
don't know
where
why
have
you're
you-
so argumentative. Jesus
'Cause I've
Christ,
been
you're
drinking.
you're treating me like a freaking waiter or a bank teller.
Oh, why? That would be so horrible, Tim. It'd be so horrible to be one of those things.
I just think it's a lot to like learn a game that deeply. It's
Yeah.
like, it's just one game. Why don't you learn like 5 games pretty good?
Why don't you learn Edith Ralph's?
Yeah.
So wait. Where have you seen people play chess without a board?
I mean, I haven't like watched it happen, but like there are people you can.
Where have you heard about this happening?
I don't know, articles, Tom. Do I have to
You're-
source everything that I've
yeah.
ever said?
Because you're making an audacious claim, and I have never heard of two people sitting down and going, you know what? Let's play chess, but let's do away with the frivolities of a board, and let's just play mind chess.
Oh my God, Tom. I'll look it up.
Well, yeah, of course, if you're going to use Bing to help you.
Well, that's why they call me Timmy Bing. Hey, Tom, you dumb asshole.
We're back from an ad.
Yeah, blindfold chess is a form of chess play wherein players do not see the positions of the pieces or touch them.
Well, you didn't say they were wearing a blindfold.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's called blindfold chess, so they wear a blind.
Forces players to maintain a mental model of the positions of the pieces. Moves
So it's
are
like an erotic
communicated.
thing, like erotic chess.
Yeah, it's like, but it's sexier if you don't see the board.
Yeah. Oh, my rook is so close.
Yeah. All right, we got to finish this top 10 list because I'm sure you have a lot of great insights that you want to get to.
Oh, maybe I have my own top 10 list.
Do you?
No,
that's a no.
maybe a top 5.
All right, number 4, Tom, you're not going to like this. Uno.
Yeah, it's not. That's a card game. It's not a board game. It requires a special deck of cards. I'll give you that.
Thank you for spotting me that, Tom.
Uno is one of those games where, again, I always forget how to play it, and then it's explained to me again, and then I play it. I'm like,
Uno? You don't remember how to play Uno?
no,
It's
I don't
it's simple, you idiot, and you think I'm an idiot for not remembering all the moves of checkers?
I don't need it wasn't all the moves.
There's a difference between diagonal and straight.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense the other way.
What do you mean?
If you can go in any direction, that's a fundamentally different game.
Yeah, but it is a different game.
What?
Like,
Are you just agreeing with me to confuse me now?
all right, never mind. What I'm saying is, it is a fundamentally different game, but you can play it wrong and not be like, oh, this doesn't work.
Right. But I mean, it seems like it wouldn't work because, like, it probably wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah. Uno, like, when it's explained to me, I'm like, oh, okay. Again, I don't play it, every week, so I forget, like,
You play
how
checkers
does it
every
go?
week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Down at the park, I scam idiots.
You don't go down to the senior center once a week and play Uno?
No.
I feel like
Did seniors play Uno?
yeah, I think that's a popular
No,
game at the senior
really?
center because it's like, numbers and colors and stuff.
Well, those are all the things that I assume I'm gonna lose track of when I get old.
No, I think it like helps.
Oh,
you
it
not-
helps.
Yeah,
Oh, that
exactly.
makes sense. Okay.
Keeps your cognition. Number 3, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Dose.
What is dose?
It was a hacked version of Uno that me and my brother used to play. You know how when you have one card in Uno, you have to say Uno?
Uh-huh.
When you have 2 cards in Dose, you also have to say Dose or you lose.
Where'd you learn this hack?
Oh, it was Tom, you wouldn't believe the life hacks we had. We hacked our lives so
They were barely recognizable by
Exactly.
the time you were done.
This was devastating
People
to
were
our
like, "Are
parents.
those lives?
Yeah.
Or are those hacks?"
So it's essentially the same. You wouldn't understand how to play because
Right.
the rules of Uno are too
Yeah.
complicated for you.
I like how Eat It Ralph's was tied with chess, but Uno and Dose both get their own slot.
I'm telling you, Tom, it's the algorithm. It's the
Mm-hmm.
method.
A
Number
game within its own.
yeah. Number 2,
Yes.
Uno Attack.
Tim, you can't. Look,
Tom,
Uno's not even a fucking board game.
I
and now you're
am-
on your 3rd Uno game. within the top 10.
I'm as surprised as you were. I crunched the numbers. I was like, oh man, you're not gonna believe this.
Well, I think your algorithm needs tweaking.
Well,
It needs to take
talk
into
to the scientists and
yeah, it needs to take into account things that aren't board games. Number 1, Super Mario Brothers.
that was number 1. Just kidding. Number 1 is Guess Who, a classic.
Yeah. You, what was it? Maybe a couple of Christmases ago, got me the classic game. Who is it? Tim, where are you buying all these knockoff games?
I don't know, but they're really cheap.
Yeah.
They're so much cheaper. Like they cost us money.
Yeah. This whose is it? Who is it game?
I think it's called Who's It. It's like it's some weird like grammatical thing.
Yeah.
It's not even like who is it. It's like who's it?
Whom's it? All the characters are the same. They cut cost by just printing one character 40 times.
Yeah, it's a very easy game.
Yeah. Are you
Or
Charlie?
it's impossible to win.
Yeah. Guess who? I feel like, yeah, Guess Who? I mean, I wouldn't put it up there as the best board game ever.
Yeah, I was surprised also.
Because there's really no strategy to it. I mean
the strategy is in the questions you
there's
ask.
only offensive strategy. There's no defensive strategy.
That's true, but
Yeah.
the best defense is a good offense.
Well, that's true too.
So in that, if you're good at offense, like I am,
Right.
the defense takes care of itself.
What's the quickest Guess Who game you've ever played?
Well, I always guess Ray first,
Just to see.
just to see, because
Yeah.
once in a while, if it's Ray, they're like, man,
What
this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
What
or
I do
he's-
is I videotaped myself playing hundreds of thousands of Guess Who games.
Mhm.
And I always, and then I just cut out all the ones where they picked Ray, and I guessed Ray first. And I put a compilation up on YouTube.
and everybody thinks you're a genius.
Yeah, that's how I got so rich. That's how I became the authority on board games.
I wonder if you could get so good at Guess Who that you could like watch somebody's eyes and tell, like memorize the board, memorize the position of everyone, right? Because they're always in the same position.
Oh, and yeah, they are.
Mhm.
And the first thing every idiot kid does is they pick their card and they flip that person down on their own.
Oh well,
board.
yeah. I mean, if you're doing that, then that's you're just giving me an easy.
I also
W.
haven't played Guess Who in 30 years,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
I never put together that Who Is It game because the pieces were too sharp. It's
Yep.
like dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like a box of broken glass.
So that was top 10 board games. I have to say, I know you were upset that Jenga didn't appear on it. That was
No,
disqualified.
I'm not. Jenga is not a board game.
Exactly. Board games are not made of wood.
What about those really nice Monopoly sets?
Yeah, that's not technically a board game.
It is technically a board
Not according to the parameters of.
game. What was the
top
other
10.
one that was disqualified?
Mousetrap, because nobody's ever actually played Mousetrap.
Tim, I have Mousetrap on my list. Mousetrap, I've played Mousetrap, and I've even played Mousetrap.
Were you really good at it, I bet?
No, because I don't. know how you could even be good at it. Everybody just wants to see the mousetrap go. The Rube Goldberg machine that traps the mouse. I remember as a kid, though, having that game and being so excited about it. And then I played a game where, like, nobody even ended up on that spot. And then the game ended or whatever.
Yeah, how the hell do you design a game like that? And, like, sometimes the mousetrap doesn't go off.
Yeah, well, and sometimes it's supposed to go off and it doesn't even work right.
Yeah. Well, that's user error. That's your fault.
No, I think it's mostly that, like, you had to, like, break the pieces out of like a plastic mold, and sometimes they had little bits on them still, so they didn't connect.
Did you have Rat Trap?
No, what is that?
The knockoff one with all the crappy plastic molded pieces.
No, I had the real deal with the diver who dives into the cup.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that guy was cool.
I never had that game.
It was one of those games where, at least when I had it, I was young enough that I like couldn't set it up myself, but that was like way like a pain in the ass to set up. So like, I'd go to my parents like, "Can you set this up?" And they'd be like, "Ugh,
no,
yeah, this
no,
game is
idiot.
a real pain in the ass."
Yeah.
Why
don't you try catching some of the real mice?
So
many mice in your house.
So. You disqualified Mousetrap because nobody's ever played it?
Yeah.
Well, I just told you I did play it.
Yeah, but you didn't really
factor
understand.
Into your algorithm?
No, it doesn't. It assumes that you're lying, I suppose.
Well,
you're a known liar.
I want to go through some of the games that you missed.
Before you do that,
uh-huh.
Will you acknowledge that blindfold chess is a thing that exists? People playing chess without a chessboard?
Well, no, that's blindfold chess is not what you're describing.
I'm so angry right now.
Blindfold chess is playing chess with a blindfold on, which is fine. But I mean, you play blindfold mousetrap. That doesn't mean it's a whole new thing. It just means you're an idiot because you're going to miss all the fun of that Rube Goldberg machine going off finally. You're just going to have to rely on your ears. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got the mouse. It sounded like it.
Talk about your favorite high-class board games.
All right, first one, Mall Madness. You ever play Mall Madness?
Game for like preteen girls and
I think even younger than preteen.
Early 90s?
Yeah.
Cool.
My recollection of Mall Madness is, and I'll never forget this. Did you ever have to do a project in school where you had to like write to companies?
No.
Did you? You can go to corporate elementary school.
Jesus. Like complaint letters about the service you received?
Yeah. Oh, maybe this is why I wound up this way.
Yeah.
Every week we had to complain to a company about.
Have you ever asked to speak to somebody's manager?
No.
Are you lying?
Tim, I worked in retail for a very long time.
Yeah, which
I was on the receiving end of this. I was a manager.
So now you think like you're better than it now that you're not there anymore?
No, not at all. I don't ask to speak to managers.
All right.
Anyway, we had to.
Do you ever ask their name?
No.
Say like, what's your name?
No. I do if I get good service.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, and what's your number?
Yeah.
What's your number, Stephanie?
I heard when I was going up to the bar today, there were some kids. Like they must have been pretty young. I was actually surprised to see like New York City kids this young walking around on their own. I mean,
free range kids.
Free range kids. They were like maybe like 10. Actually, no. It seemed like a situation where it was like maybe there was like an older sibling or whatever.
Okay, I don't really care.
But anyway, one of them was like talking to other ones. He's like, "Oh, I heard you want to hear a really good pickup line." And he goes, you ask a girl, do you have a cigarette? Because you're smoking. I was like, that's pretty good, kid. I'll go out on a date with you.
Oh, so now you have a date with a child.
Yeah.
Great. One time I saw one teen pick up another teen. You want to know how?
Physically?
No. But without a pickup line, Tom.
Okay.
A girl went up to a boy at a carnival. And the boy,
stop hanging out at carnivals.
as all teens do, was like looking at his phone at all times, right?
Yeah.
And the girl just walked up to him, tapped him, and then grabbed his phone, put her number in it, and walked away. And like gave him back the phone.
Well, how do you know that worked? And how do you know she put her number in?
Because I watched her put her number in.
Were
Tom,
you-
Jesus
were
Christ.
you looking over a corner? Maybe she was just like, oh, it's a really hard level of Candy Crush here. I'll do it for you.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. She played a level of Candy Crush on his phone. Jesus Christ. It's impossible to talk to you, Tom.
Well, you do it for an hour every week.
God damn it.
So we had to write letters to companies, complaints or compliments, whatever. It was open.
I wonder which one you chose.
No, I chose. I wrote to Nintendo, and I think I told them like you should put Super Mario on Sega or something. I didn't understand.
Oh, because you were one of those
yeah,
trashy
I
houses
was a
that
trashy
had
house with Sega.
Sega instead
Uh-huh.
of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're one of those kids. We all felt bad for you, or you're kind.
So
Sega kids.
somebody in the
Something's
class
not right at home.
wrote-
Tom's a Sega kid.
wrote to Milton Bradley or whoever about Mall Madness. They sent this girl a box with 10 board games in it
Wow.
and told her like, we're going to start like using you as like a beta tester. We're going to send you like new games we're working on.
Wait.
Blown away.
I think you lied and made up
no,
that last part.
No.
Because
Maybe she lied and made up that last part because presumably.
And then they sent her a unicorn. I swear to God.
No, I mean, we saw all the games. They sent her, even if she wouldn't need to lie about that part. She could have just been like, yeah, look they sent me this box of like 10 games.
Maybe her dad was either Milton or Bradley.
Well,
And it was all a setup. to make you
unfortunately, I
jealous.
wasn't a cynical enough kid to think that.
Okay.
So that's my recollection
Did
of
you
Mall
ever
Madness.
get invited to play those games?
No.
Oh.
What was the game where you had to call boyfriends?
Oh, Tom.
There was a game where you had to...
The game where you had to call boyfriends?
Yeah, there was like a game where you had to call boyfriend. John's nodding. He remembers. There's a game where you had to call boyfriends and be like, "Hi, are you my boyfriend?"
Dream Date or something?
Yeah, maybe it was Dream Date. Girl Talk.
Girl Talk.
Yeah, Girl Talk. Thank you, John.
Thanks for writing that on a piece of paper instead of just saying it.
Well, Tim, you know John's mute.
I got a question. I have a banking question when we're done with this, John.
He wrote it on a deposit slip.
Surprised he didn't have one of us write it.
All right, so Mall Madness. This next one, I forget the name of it, but I think it was something like Escape from Volcano Island.
Yeah, I remember something like
Right,
that.
there was a game with a volcano and a marble, like Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And if John's furiously writing it.
I think he's Fire Island.
Yes. Was it Fire Island? Fireball Island, I think.
Fireball
Yes.
Island.
John just honked his horn twice to indicate that I'm right.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this dynamic.
I didn't know he could hear. So
That's what we say.
that game was similar to Mousetrap, where all you wanted to do was send the marble careening down the alleyway
Yeah.
to take out all the
But there
bad
was
guys.
too much preamble to all that. Like you had to do a bunch of stuff. Like
Yeah.
Hungry Hippos, like the whole time these hippos are eating.
Yeah.
You know, they're chomping down, they're chowing down on the marbles.
Yeah.
If you had to wait, if like you had to like follow a path before the hippos could eat and like roll dice
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like spin a spinner.
It wasn't a bad. I think the game was appealing to kids younger than it should have been.
Right.
Because the mechanic of it was actually pretty cool, where it was like, oh, there's this like wipeout move where you can wipe people off the board if they're on a certain path. Like there was a strategy to it.
Cool.
You ever? This is not on my top list, but
Mall Madness was?
no, I told you it's number one. I was working backwards. No, actually, these ones are. Operation.
Operation is trash.
Operation is not trash. It's a fun game.
Yeah,
of
you'd
hand-eye
find it in a
coordination.
Sega household. I like to play Sonic the Hedgehog and Operation.
Yeah. Sorry, not the game.
No.
What about Perfection?
What's another one? You know, it's loud the whole time. It's going.
Yeah, and it makes a fucking mess when it's done.
Yeah.
All the pieces explode. So Perfection was.
And that the
very hard to find.
anxiety. The anxiety.
Oh, that's probably why you didn't like Operation either.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of anxiety in Operation, a lot of nerves. It
Yeah.
replicates real life surgeon.
exactly. The thing about Operation is like you wanted the other people to do bad, but
Yeah.
I didn't even want them to do bad because I didn't want to hear that noise. I did want to see his nose light up though.
Yeah, so it's a real. You can't get one without the other.
Exactly.
I didn't like the bones in Operation. They were kind of creep me out.
They weren't real bones; they were just made of plastic.
No, and they were like replicating, like like one of them was like a broken heart.
Yeah, that's not a bone, Tom.
Right. And also, I don't think that's actually how a heart breaks.
Yeah, I'm not sure how true to life they were trying to make Operation.
Yeah.
And like you can't just
They didn't
take out
explain why
somebody's
he had
heart.
a broken heart.
You can't just be like, "Oh, this man's heart is
His
bad.
heart bone.
Please remove it."
Yeah. He had a shoe in there, I think. He ate a shoe or something. You had to get it
Something
out.
like that.
Yeah. This is my favorite game when I was a kid. And it would be to this day if I had one still. Don't Break the Ice. Remember that game?
Now, there's another one called Thin Ice.
Yeah. It wasn't Thin Ice.
Thin Ice involved a tissue and wet marbles.
Oh, yeah. Thin Ice. Yeah. My parents would never let me get any toy or game that involved water in any way. Like a water gun, sure. But like if it was like a thing where like, oh, then you this will dissolve something and nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't trust you.
Probably, and rightfully so. I would have made a mess.
Yeah.
Thin Ice, you just used any tissue or it came
Yeah.
with tissues?
I think it came with like a pack of tissues, but like those ran out if you want to play 10 or 15 games in an afternoon.
Right. No, Don't Break the Ice was just all plastic cubes, and you had to knock one away with a hammer, and then the other person would have to go. So it was kind of like Jenga,
Right.
like a very
Except not
simple
wooden,
Jenga.
so actually a board game.
Right. Yeah, it took place in a board.
Right.
That was a fun game. That was part of the, I think they were called like Cooties games.
Yeah, that's a trashy thing. That like,
It's not a trashy thing. It included "Don't spill the beans,"
Mm-hmm.
"Ants in the pants."
Yeah.
All great sayings.
Yeah, I don't know. Ants in the pants. You need to use like tweezers to get ants out of a thing, right?
Yeah,
Pants,
out of
presumably.
pants. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, it was like a big pair of overalls, I believe.
Yeah.
I didn't have those ones. I only had "Don't Break the Ice," but I think on the back of the box they were like, buy the other games.
So what about the big dogs, man? What about Monopoly with Mr. Moneybags?
Uncle Moneybags.
Sure. He's not my uncle, so I call him Mr.
Monopoly's good. I don't like the fact that there's so many different like that people play fast and loose with like, well, when I play it, you can like take out loans and do all these other, you can charge rent.
Yeah,
and
but I imagine that you don't play to the letter of the law in that game.
I do.
I don't know that you've ever read the instructions to Monopoly.
Yeah, I've read the instructions.
Sure. Every once in a while they come out with a thing like, like on the internet, like, you'll never believe the actual rules to Monopoly.
Yeah.
And it's always something like weird. Like it's always like, it's always the same weird rule, but like, it's like every property gets auctioned when somebody lands on it.
Oh.
Like if you don't buy it.
Everything goes up for auction.
Yeah. So
Well,
you
that's
don't
what
play to the letter of the law,
Well,
Tom.
and I respect Monopoly that there are twists on the rules that make
You
it...
just said that's what you hate about it.
Yeah, but I
The
respect it.
inconsistency.
I hate a
is
lot of
what
things I respect,
kills
and
me,
I
Tom.
respect a lot of things I hate.
Yeah.
Do you like Monopoly?
I think it's good. I just don't have the I don't think I've ever finished a game of Monopoly.
I've
You know what?
finished games.
At some point, it's just like if you finish this, you're a real loser.
Well, the problem with
Get
the
out
game,
and do something or watch TV instead.
the problem with the game is that it takes. I mean, it's fine if a game takes a long time, but Monopoly takes a long time, and usually towards the end of games, it's obvious who's gonna win.
Yeah.
and it's like insurmountable, but then you still just have to go.
They might as
through.
well call it monotony.
Well, I don't think
right?
I don't think they'd sell as many if they named it Monotony. Who's gonna buy a game called Monotony?
Well, sometimes they do like Shrekopoly, right? And it's all
Uh-huh.
the Shrek characters that you buy or something. I don't know.
That you buy? No, it's
Instead of
probably still
property.
properties. That would be confusing.
Yeah, but how many properties are
They
there?
just
you got
changed.
the Three Little Pigs hut.
They're changing.
You got the castle that
Shrek lives
Fuckwad lives in, right?
Please don't. refer to
There's
it.
a character named Fuckwad.
No, there's not.
I'm pretty sure there is.
No.
Donkey's like stable, I guess.
Yeah, probably where he lives.
I said the Three Little Pigs. Oh, but there's three. I bet that's one. That's
Yeah.
one of the like blue. The blue properties are one is made of straw, one is
Right.
made of sticks, one is made of
Bricks.
bricks. I don't know what else. I don't know if Shrekopoly.
Maybe
Oh,
they had to leave it on the drawing board.
yeah.
Maybe the rest are just like Broadway and Atlantic Avenue and stuff.
Broadway, you say?
Yeah, well, they just changed some of the little guys in Monopoly.
Yeah, that's another news story that comes around every couple of years. It's
Yeah.
like it's not a hat anymore, but they're keeping the hat actually, so it is still a hat.
Yeah,
They're
what they
getting
get
away
rid of?
from it, like the two hands making a whatever symbol from
Yeah.
like 2002, and they're replacing it with an LOL.
Yeah, I think they're
replacing it with a selfie stick.
I think they're getting rid of the thimble this time around.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
The thimble's the one.
the thimble I like because that's the one closest to what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can actually use it.
Well, I mean, it's still too tiny to use.
Well, when I'm teaching a baby how to sew,
uh-huh.
I'm just like, wait, I don't need to, because like if you try to buy a baby thimble from Amazon, it's always an add-on
Right.
item.
Yeah, you can't get it shipped
And it's
separate.
just like, I don't want to have to like go and find something else to buy. That's how Amazon gets you.
Yeah.
Then I have to buy like something for $12 so
I
I,
always
can get
buy
this
dog food.
baby thimble. Yeah, I don't have a dog.
Well,
Sometimes
buy me
I buy
some
the
dog
dog food.
food.
Yeah. But you know, I always forget to give it to you, so now I have all this dog food at my
You
house.
can just eat it. It's fine.
But yeah, the baby thimble. If you're teaching your baby to sew, or a toddler even, if they have small hands,
yeah.
you could do worse than
If you're teaching your small-handed toddler how to sew, how to repair his own
Yeah.
clothing.
could do worse than the functional thimble that comes with the Monopoly game.
Did you like the game Trouble?
Pop-O-Matic trouble. Tom?
Pop-O-Matic Trouble with the Pop-O-Matic bubble.
Yeah.
I liked the Pop-O-Matic bubble a lot. That was a lot of fun to press.
See, but here's the thing. I was singing the praises of the spinner in the
I'm-
game of
well,
life,
and I'm just
you're
not-
like, you liked it because of a spinner,
I'm
and
just
now you
not
like this
familiar
thing because
with
the
it.
Pop-O-Matic bubble. It's
No,
ridiculous.
because Trouble is
They built a whole television show that's run for like 40 years on the same premise of the spinner in the game of life. But like I
didn't build Wheel of Fortune on the premise.
it's
of
the
this-
same kind of thing. The wheel is the center, is the star
Yeah,
of the show.
People aren't
Well,
watching
Vanna,
Wheel of
really.
Yeah, exactly. People
Sorry.
aren't watching Wheel of Fortune to watch the spinner.
I
Dummy.
mean, if they get rid of the wheel
Hey,
tomorrow,
Grandpa,
man,
open up your eyes and check out the babe turn the letters. You're going. You've got Gaga eyes for the spinner. Hey, look at that spinner. The next one on my list is Pandemic.
yeah, it's a cooperative game, Tom.
Yeah, I've never played it.
Me neither. We each own a copy of it.
We each
You know,
own a
we'd be
copy?
bad at it, Tom, because
It
I would
requires
shit can the whole
cooperation.
thing because like we either win or lose as a team, and I don't
Yeah.
want to see you win at anything.
Right. You'd infect yourself with the virus at the
Yeah.
end or something. God, I'm dying to play this game Pandemic with people.
Yeah, well, you should get some friends.
I
Have them over one
I
day.
wish I knew how.
Yeah.
Um,
My problem is whenever I have a game night,
Yeah.
Pandemic is like a weird like you need at least 3, but you can have no more than like 4.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so
yeah,
it's like-
a very specific amount.
Yeah, so it's like, man, there's either too few, well, not too few, because I got a lot of people at my house.
Yeah,
Though.
sure.
There's always too many people. I got too many friends to do anything, Tom.
I think you just admitted that any board game that requires 3 people you can't pull together. And now I want to talk about how I don't like funny games, but not Funny Games, the movie.
The Funny Games, the movie's a pretty great movie.
Not very funny.
Well, if you're a sicko, it's
misleading advertising.
Yeah.
But things like Cards Against Humanity and stuff like that, games that are like where it's like, oh, the game is we're making fun, we're making comedy.
The game is we're having fun.
Yeah, I don't want fun. I want a challenge.
Yeah.
But like games where the scoring is nebulous, no, I don't want. Or like
I don't like
the winner
where you
is
have
who
to,
has the most fun.
Yeah, or the ones where it's like
Where people vote.
it's a subjective thing,
Yeah,
right?
no.
Yeah, I hate subjective things.
Yeah, because I mean, there is something to some of those games where in reading other people.
Yeah, but I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
Just let me strategize and like you can read people and also have a game where like you keep score where you can actually score points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Screw all those games.
Con men aren't in it to, just to read people and be like, oh, I know the funniest joke this person would like. They're like, no, and I know how to get the points, a.k.a. their husband's money.
Exactly.
From the safe.
In conclusion, Tom, nobody likes to play board games with me because I get very competitive.
Is that true?
I don't know. I like playing board games with you, Tom. But we're always playing in a group. Like, we're usually playing Ticket to Ride, right?
And it should just be me and you playing against each other.
But it's not fun. Like, you need, like 4 or 5 people playing, right? And then it's great. And then, but, like, inevitably, someone's not friggin' paying attention. And, like, you should have 30 seconds to make your... God, you should know what your turn is. You should... And if you know what?
Like playing with me because I'm like a taskmaster.
You pay attention.
Master with that
yeah,
stuff.
You pay attention. I don't like when people you're sitting there for 5 minutes and then somebody's like, "Whose turn is it?" It's like it's been your turn for 5. What the hell have you been doing?
Well, it's not only.
What are you looking at?
No, you don't like playing with me just because I pay attention. You like it because I'm the asshole who calls everyone else out.
No, suddenly I'm the asshole in these situations. Because people can tell, like, I'm a little too on edge.
Yeah. No, but I like, literally go like, hey, Mark, it's your turn. Go, idiot, go. 5, 4, 3, miss your turn.
Yeah, but then that's not a good win. If you're taking away someone's turn.
Yeah, well, that's how you weed out the casual gamers, though.
Yeah, I got no time for casual gamers. I'm cutting them all out of my life.
Good. You
Starting now.
I think it's a key to a better you. Well, if you like the show, you can go to tcgt.com to find out more. You can email us at completeguideeverything@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/completeguide. Follow us on Twitter @completeguide. Follow me on Twitter at Tom Reynolds. And on Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at YourPalTim.
And check out our Reddit, reddit.com/r/TCGTE. If you want to support the show, you can support all of our sponsors. You can also check out our Patreon at tcgt.com/pledge, where you get fun bonus stuff like weekly episodes of Fast Food Friday every Thursday. And also, you can check out tcgt.com/Amazon, where you can buy things like board games. And then we get a little bit. They send us 1 or 2 pieces of your board game. Well, that sounds like a
Hopefully
deterrent.
it's the thimble.
Hopefully it's ones you don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are all of the board. We missed a ton of board games.
I know.
Like Risk.
Yeah.
You like Risk?
Not really.
Yeah. It's a lot.
People get too into Risk.
Yeah.
And like you're not actually gonna dominate the globe, right? You know what I mean? That's what I always say.
So
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm actually legitimately mad at you right now. Tom.
Why?
Because the blindfold chess thing.
Where do they play this? Did it say anything in your?
Do you want
research?
me to read the whole
No,
article to you?
I'm just
How about
curious.
I send it to you? Why don't you acknowledge that it exists?
I'm acknowledging that it exists, but I do not.
And that
think
like
it's
you
very...
were wrong to ridicule me for claiming that it existed for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but there's like hologram chess from like Star Trek or something. That doesn't.
Do you want me to name like the names of the blindfold chess champions and stuff?
Are they going to be people I know?
Yeah, they
any
are.
celebrities?
Yeah, it's Tom Hanks,
Okay.
Tom Cruise,
Oh, wow.
John Hamm,
Wow.
and Vin Diesel.
These are all celebrities we named earlier in the episode.
Yeah, so clearly you do know them.
Tim, do you not know the names of celebrities and you rely on me saying them to know?
I can only remember their names for a short period.
All right. We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.